It is the day that everybody realizes that Lamar Jackson is an absolute freak show. Not only did they beat the hell out of the Patriots a couple weeks ago, not only did they just dismantle the Houston Texans, now on Monday Night Football in Los Angeles, California, Lamar Jackson, who was only a 3.5-point favorite against the Los Angeles Rams, almost wins by 40. RG3 got some time in the fourth quarter. It's always good to see triple sticks out there throwing the ball around. That guy moves the needle. Baltimore knows. A lot of people turn that game off at halftime, and you can't blame them. Lamar Jackson is making this sport look like child's play. Not only is he faster than every human and pulls away from other humans, but he has this ability to dissect the defense that not a lot of people are giving him credit for, because he's a guy who I think puts in the work behind the scenes in the film room, which is tough to do, by the way, whenever you're Lamar Jackson. Think about this. Michael Vick admitted that he had this problem. Think about this. Your entire life, it doesn't matter what sport it is, football, let's say they're playing tag, hell, kick the can. Lamar Jackson has been the best athlete on every field he has ever stepped on his entire life. He walks into a sport he's ever seen. What are we playing here? Cricket? Bang! Best cricket player on the field as soon as he walks on there. So you would think whenever you have some success, which he had at Louisville, and he continued to grow. And you would think when you have some success at Baltimore, although he didn't have the amount of success I'm sure he wanted. They showed the highlight of him getting clobbered against the Chargers last year at the end of the season. But to think that this guy has had the amount of success that he has had at all levels, and he is still putting in the work in the film room, which is very obvious, by the way. You got a lot of very smart players playing for that Los Angeles Rams defense. Eric Weddle is one of the smartest safeties to ever play the game, and he's making him move with his eyes. He's making things happen and delivering the ball into spots that it has to be. So not only is he the most athletic guy, he seems to be the hardest working guy. He's one of the smartest guys, and he's a guy that can throw the hell out of the ball. What a recipe for your MVP. 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 I'm all the way on the hype train at this point. I don't know how you can't be. I don't know how you can't watch that guy play football and say, hey, that guy makes football better. That guy has taken a football that has changed its offensive strategy over the past few years. From the RPO to the wide open offense, spread, throw the ball. It's changed the rules so fantasy football numbers can go up. Instead, that Ravens team's gone the complete opposite direction. We need bigger bodies in here, and we are still going to make it the most exciting must-see offense that's available because we have a guy who's an anomaly, a unicorn, a one-of-one. They broke the mold when they created him. Let's see other teams try and do this and duplicate it. They won't be able to do it. Lamar Jackson offense. Now, that defense is obviously getting overshadowed at this point. Hold the Houston Texans to 0. Continued Tom Brady and the Patriots offense woes, and then last night made a guy who got paid a lot of money look very, very below average. That Los Angeles Rams offense with kid genius Sean McVay running the thing looked very average, and I don't think it's their fault. I just think that Ravens defense obviously knows what it has on the offensive side of the ball, and they decide we're going to be dominant as well. I'll have an entire ranking of the NFL teams here in just a few moments after we play some Chase Rice, but I have a feeling that this Baltimore Ravens team might be one of them trains that lose the brakes, and in those videos you see, they just clobber and slaughter everything that gets in its way. I said that last night they might win by 40, and they won by 39. It looks like a preseason game for them. It's fun to watch, and the NFL's lucky to have it. It's 10:05 here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We have Tony Dungy joining us in 10 minutes. Tony Dungy. That Tony Dungy, all-pro dad, all-world coach, NBC sports analyst for Football Night in America. And also, he was a part of the blue ribbon panel that voted on the NFL's all-time team, the 100 NFL all-time team. I'll be excited to dive into that brain chat with him. I'm assuming he's feeling the same exact way we are, that Lamar Jackson is just a different animal. And Mike Florio tweeted this out. He said, I'm sick of the comparisons to Michael Vick. Or something like that. Like the comparison to Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson isn't an accurate one because Lamar Jackson's putting in the work behind the scenes. I think Michael Vick is the only comparable person that you could potentially do to Lamar Jackson. Plus, you add the fact that Lamar is potentially learning from Michael's mistakes, which wasn't studying enough film. Man, what a recipe for success they have over there. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns with Lamar Jackson against another professional football team that trained and practiced against him. With a guy, Aaron Donald, who's one of the best players to ever play football, they just double-teamed him, took care of everything. It's like they have a good concept of how they're supposed to run it as well. So not only is their best athlete making plays, Harbaugh and that staff, Greg Roman and everybody, is putting him in positions to succeed. Like, hey, we'll take care of everything else. You just be Lamar. I think that's a beautiful thing to watch.
I think what I took away was the most interesting thing, that Lamar admitted that last year the transition to the NFL ball gave him problems, and that he was throwing ducks last year, but now in the offseason he's got used to the NFL ball, and now he's fine. And you obviously see that every single time he plays on the field.
Yeah, he's like a natural thrower, but you could see the ugly ball. Like, whenever a ball breaks up, you lose a lot of things, especially in the NFL where you need zip and you need to drop it into a bucket because the defenders are so much faster than they were in college. So now that he's tightened that up a bit, I mean, things are really happening for him. Top 5 passer or something like that inside the pocket.
Also, they said that the Ravens have only punted 3 times in the last couple weeks. RG3 has been in on all 3 of those drives.
We don't need to bury RG.
No. At this point in the game, he's just managing the clock, milking it. They're trying to punt. They don't want to go out there and hang another 6 or 14 on teams. They're just
which RG3 could do
and would do. They're trying to be a little bit more respectful. It's gamesmanship.